Welcome back to another episode of my trading vlog, where 80% of my views come from returning subscribers. If that's you, hit thumbs up. If it's not you, consider subscribing. Let's start with SPY. SPY continued to dump today, and this completes a measured move down from the high of 407, leading all the way down to 385.15. This would be a 161.8% extension of that move, which means that this very possibly could become a motive wave. We should still see a pull up for a fourth wave before that fifth wave heads lower if it is a motive wave. This is really interesting stuff. I wasn't expecting this dive, obviously. I was expecting to see a bounce here if this would be a bull trap or a bear trap. This could still be the case, and people are going to be like, Cap, you're crazy. And I'm just going to say, I don't know. It's not like banks have posted a loss. Those are paper losses on those bonds, and we never know. Those CPI numbers next week could be good, right? And just because Powell said rates need to go higher doesn't mean that they necessarily are going to increase faster than expected. This is the guy that said inflation is transitory. Did he actually raise rates? Did the Fed actually raise rates? No. But the market's anticipating that. So I'm calling this a pessimistic sell-off. This is not based in reality yet. Yes, the financial sector is having a very difficult time. And actually, that's kind of exciting. Imagine if prime brokers don't have the cash to sustain margin on short positions. Maybe we get some short squeezes. I don't know. I'm not chasing it though. So SPY definitely dumping today. Don't worry, I was okay. I only lost $9. I managed my risk very well, and I'll show my trades and my my account balance at the end of the video like I did last Friday. I'm noticing that Thinkorswim is pretty slow right now. It's probably because so many people are online looking at this stuff. You're going to see a decline in DXY, and this was what I was expecting. I was expecting the dollar to retrace to about 104, 105. 105 was the target, and it continued to fall down. Typically, we have a negative correlation between the dollar and SPY, so when they fall together, what's that mean? I don't know. It's just, I've been talking about these divergences that I expected to start playing out in the market. We're definitely seeing those divergences. This is one of them. Let's check on the 10-year Treasury yield here. Yeah, dumping down here out of that of the little handle from this double bottom. I was saying that if this comes down, that'd be good for equities, and SPY dropped. Something here is wrong. In normal circumstances, these conditions, lowering rates and the dropping of the strength of the dollar would promote a rally in equities, but instead we had a dump. So there's a divergence here, and when that divergence corrects, we're going to have a reality check yet again. And I think it's actually going to be SPY that pushes up. Crazy. I know. People make Cap. Anyway, so AMC is coming down. This is a big measured move down. If it does complete that move, 455 is the target. We're coming in to test this uptrend at the very least. This is looking bad. GME also coming down. Everything's coming down. When I look at Apple and Tesla, though, I still say to myself, this isn't that bad. Like, we haven't passed the low from earlier this month, March 2nd. This looks like a clean measured move down. It could be a motive wave. We could be setting up some very grindy sideways action here. And when I go to Tesla, it's like the same thing. Yes, it's dropping, and it keeps dropping, and that's not exactly what I was looking for. It's really not. It's possible we have a falling wedge through here. This would be point E in that falling wedge, and so the overextension, the double bottom here would be expected. We're just trying to find a nice retracement off of these big, massive runs. Not everything is falling to pieces. It's really, really interesting. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird, and trading is going to be very hard, especially on SPY. In fact, let's go back to SPY, and you can see my count here. This is a rising wedge I've been following. The question is, can we really get a push down this low and still call ourselves, or still consider it to be a falling wedge? I said it was possible we had a V top here, or we had a measured move up. We actually had the V top, obviously, and the price is crashing, but this is still a three-wave move to me, A, B, and C. And I say that because there's an overlap between this minute wave A and then this minute wave A. So I'm not inclined to say that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. If it is, then we've had 5, and guess what? It's time to rally, pull back up. Yeah. So it's just like, I just don't see where we're going to continue to get more downside. Volume's picking up pretty heavily here on the hourly time frame. You're going to notice implied volatility also coming up, but really it's not quite that high yet. It's really curious. This is This is very interesting to me. I'm starting to wonder if we're not going to get some sort of broadening pattern through here. The charts are about to get a lot more complicated. I'm going to have to rechart a lot of stuff. So I'm going to do that live on Sunday evening. If you're interested, join me. That'd be great. You know what didn't move today? Playboy. Playboy did not move. It was like sideways grind. See this? I got this triangle here shown in blue. And I just keep like adjusting it, you know? Like, okay, maybe we need to connect these two highs back here. That looks pretty good, right? Maybe even do a little bit of this. It doesn't really matter. It's very stable. I bought 100 more shares here, and this is really what my balance of my account's tied to right now is Playboy. And so having the price drop to 199 is fine. I bought more shares, lowered my cost average. It's great. I'm having a good time buying Playboy. It seems to be very resilient to market conditions, which I rather enjoy. This decrease of selling and this major level of support at $2 makes me happy too. You're gonna see volume is decreasing through there as well, and the RSI is just like floating in the middle of nowhere. So a lot of short interest here in Playboy too. I'm just going to keep buying this. I really am. Earnings are coming up next week, so that's going to be very exciting. I'll be paying attention to that very closely. Let's go check on SLV and GLD. I didn't look at these during the day. It looks like they started to pull up as the dollar fell. That makes sense. We're still not challenging that downtrend though, so there could be some more downside there as well. GLD doing the same thing, pulling up. Nice. This is good. I like to see that, but it could be just a corrective phase, and the price of GLD and SLV will continue to fall, and maybe that's gonna diverge with SPY. Jeez, everything is just weird and all out of sorts. Let's check on Bitcoin while we're here. Bitcoin does not start with a question mark. I need to use the /. There we go. Waiting for data. And we have finally arrived at the bottom of this broadening top, which I was expecting to be wave 5. There it is. So it's bounce time, and we'll see if we don't cross the pattern again or if we get a partial rise. That is to say, we may get a corrective bounce higher before we turn down. If we turn down before we can make a significant high, then guess what? Probably heading lower, and I'll put a price target on it. But seeing the price come into contact with this lower trend line of this top is very encouraging to me. Let's go to NVIDIA next, see how NVIDIA is doing. NVIDIA is doing fine. See, this is just it. This is what I'm talking about. Most equities are okay, like that I see or look at, except for the financial sector. Maybe we should go over to look at the heat map. Maybe not. Let's just keep going. I think I want to look at SPXU as well. Huge rally here. I've been I don't know how I'm going to get a motive wave through here because there's overlap between some of these peaks and such. Let me do this. Maybe it's possible that after hours aren't shown here. That's why. Okay, so there is some overlap of wave, what would be the first motive wave and what would be wave 4 through here. So that's very confusing. That bounce off of 1423 is very welcomed. I had a measured move up, I guess. I don't know why I would do that. I'm looking for a corrective wave C, and that extension's huge. Look at how bullish this is. Go back and watch my video, SPXU bullish. This is great. This is fantastic. If anybody loaded up on SPXU when I called bullish down here, like, congratulations. This is a fantastic move to the upside. A lot of volume through here too. Could be topping volume. Implied volatility is quite high, so I would at this point I'd just be careful. And I know that's weird, but it could be an overextension of wave E, D, C. Let's see here, B, A. So probably it would look like this. We're gonna get rid of that trend line, and we'd say maybe that reverse triangle starts here. So A, B, C, D, E overthrowing, and then it comes back down. I wasn't expecting this dump in SPY today. I really wasn't. And when I look at the charts and consider the dollar and yields and the data we've been getting, it's like, I don't know. My gut tells me it is a bear trap still, and it might extend further, yes, but really, we aren't going to be super bearish unless we get below this price action that was taking place around 387 to 376. There is an inverted head and shoulders through here, and I don't know if I've drawn a lot of attention on my channel. I was talking to Exoplanetary about it, but we could have a shoulder back here in June and July of 2022. And this will be the next shoulder in December and of 2022 and January of this year. The head occurring in between there around October, and this 388.50 level being significant support and resistance. Price has dipped below there a couple of times, and it gets kicked back up, or it breaks through and soars. But it's a very critical level. The neckline of the inverted head and shoulder is shown here in yellow, and the price just closed below it, but we did get a lot of confirmation closes above it as well. So this tells me that there's a good shot we actually have a long-term bottom here. And that's interesting, right? If this is a 5-wave move, right? it's going to be reactionary to this uptrend that we started back here. And that uptrend's broken, right? So, okay, that's fine. But there's a 65% chance that we come back up into the prior trend. That's what we call a pullback in Bulkowski chart pattern analysis. And that would give us a really nice shoulder for a complex inverted head and shoulder. You can see that first shoulder be back here, second shoulder, head, next shoulder, next shoulder. I still think it's a bull trap or a bear trap. I keep saying bull trap, bear trap. It would just make sense. And the price could continue to fall before we get that next bounce. But looking at the symmetry of these left shoulders, I think that on the right side, this would be a good spot for it to stop tanking. And maybe we'll get some good news over the weekend or something. I don't really know. But 1, 2, and 3. And if this is a motive wave A, then B is a bounce. And then C would be another move down. It's just looking like up is the next direction. Even if it is just corrective, it is still up. So even if you're bullish, even if you're bearish, this is still looking like we're going to need to pull up for at least the mid to near term. And you never know. Maybe this is look at this. This is a zigzag, right? So if we get alternation in corrective patterns, we're probably going to get a flat next. And that would suggest sideways price action, which actually could come back down to 388.50 even after a rally to like 420. 420. And then we get the rally higher. And we'd be having that awkward conversation of like, where's waves 1 and 2, right? Might be 1, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, and C. 1, 2. This could be the flat right here. This could be a corrective flat. This could be impulse 1. Impulse 1 occurring in some sort of wow, I haven't looked at this yet. It's like, Cap, you're flipping bullish. You were wrong on the dump. You're a bear. What's going on? And I'm just like serious. My analysis is telling me that the markets are pessimistic, that this capitulation is going to lead to a lot of bears being trapped. I'm a bear. I don't want to be trapped, and I'm not losing a lot of money right now. I'm doing a really good job hedging my bets and being responsible with my trades. So I'm going to continue to trust my analysis, which tells me that this really could be the beginning of a motive wave. I know Ron Walker is all really hard on the dumb money. Oh, we're in a new bull market, he says, mimicking the bull, the perma bulls. I'm not a perma bull. I'm not. I'm a bear. But I'm serious. The sentiment in the markets is not reflecting reality. It's reflecting fear, not reality. Rates haven't risen by 0.5% next rate rise, right? That's just it. And jobless claims actually rose, which would encourage the idea that the latent effects of rising rates is working. They're working. They're starting to happen. In which case, you never know. When the Fed doesn't raise by 0.5 point, just by 1/4, the market could rally on that news. I just see things differently. I seem to be inherently the contrarian. And that's not always the best, but I do play a role here in our collective thought process. I challenge your bias. I challenge your assumptions. And right now, I'm telling you, I was bearish for a very long time as the markets fell. And now finally, everybody's on board with the bear. Yeah, you're right. Everything's going down in the hell in the handbasket. But I'm like, that's great. I'm glad that, we're getting some agreements in the markets, but I am super wary of this downtrend. I don't trust it. I really don't. And after all, you'll hear me talk about how SPY can push much higher, much more quickly, but then we get these big rejections, like back here in September, right? Boom, 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 and then and big spill. But also on the flip side, it's also true, right? Look at this. This was terrifying. I remember this. And right now, sentiment is much, much worse than it was back here. And this dump is leading to a low that's lower than where we're at now, right? And guess what happened after this dump? The price made a bullish move up. It was temporary, right? This is a 335. It's a rare corrective pattern. I don't think it's so rare. And I think it actually is what begins this. It's an irregular flat, and I've got it shown somewhere. Let me go to SPX really quick. This is gonna be a long video. I know my views are low, but when the markets do poorly, my views are low. So if you're watching this, you're probably like a real fan. So hey, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really, really do. It means a lot. People are watching, and being a content creator it's not easy. I know everyone's watching me, and the judgment of all the people ever could just be really negative, and it's like, that's hard on me. So I worry about that stuff. But right now, let's focus on the chart. So we got a zigzag through here, and then this expanding flat. It's weird, right? And this 335 gives us that last leg of that expanding flat. And then you had the 5 waves, and then I'm like, rising diagonal. But now I'm thinking that we actually don't have a rising diagonal because of this dump. That makes this analysis invalid, which is insane. It's like, wait, the push down is more bullish than the price pushing up? And the answer is yeah, because you want to go the right way in the right direction for a healthy market. And if it's possible that this is impulse 1, then this would be A, B, and C, and it's a flat. Okay, that's common in wave 2. So if we have 1, 2, what's next? 3, and 3 pushes up. What? Yeah, just imagine. Imagine if CPI comes in better than expected. Imagine if we start to see the effects of the rate rises. Imagine if the Fed backs off the idea of raising rates faster than anticipated. It's not even necessarily that they're going to cut rates. It's just or that they're going to pause. It's just the idea that they aren't going to raise them. Just the idea that they might need to raise them faster has caused this massive sell-off. It takes a while for that data to come in. It does. And if we were really hurting, retail sales wouldn't be as hot as they are, right? I'm serious. It looks like we're going to get Powell's soft landing. What? Yeah, imagine if we get Powell's soft landing. That goes against all sentiment, but not all logic, just sentiment. And so that would produce the strong third wave that would come higher. And guess what? That wave, this 1, 2 count leading to 3 and 4 and 5, that would actually be cycle wave 5 for me. You can see I have cycle wave 4 labeled here. Cycle wave 5 would then end, and then we'd get the bear market. And that's why I have the start of the bear market marked out here at 41.88. I don't think I'm wrong. I really don't. I think the timing is going to be interesting, but we're possibly in a vertical run down, which is a Bulkowski chart pattern analysis. And it suggests that typically after the longest day, you're done. And we had a day after the longest day. This would be a flag in that pattern. But 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this could be it. Maybe we come down and we need to touch oversold first. Possible. And on a daily basis. And then we'll see our push higher. But right now, I'm not ready to say that it's game over. I'm really not. You're going to see that there's some trend lines here too that still need to break too. There's a big channel through here, and it's got to be an overextension. And this is the bottom of 4, and we have 5, and we could get this big wave 3 that I described and still not set a new high. So I'm sticking to my guns. I really am. And with that said, I'm going to pull up my account balance. I did fund $250 into my account, and so I bought more Playboy. I bought more Playboy. I got 100 shares a day. And let's see, what else do I want to share? The chart, you can see my gains or losses there, pretty steady. I'm doing a good job managing losses. Eventually, I'll get my big wins. As long as I manage my losses between those wins, I am doing good. So that's what I have for today. It's kind of a lengthy, long-winded video. I didn't really go over all the things. It seems like I just need to do a little bit of vlogging, talk about the way I feel, what I see. I'm always the contrarian, right? Let's go to QQQ. What's up in QQQ? How'd QQQ do? You know, dump, but, you know, barely, not even setting a low. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5. This could be A, this could be B, zigzag there. Yeah, a little zigzag there with an extended C, and then we zigzag back up. Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Maybe the thumbnail's a little clickbait, maybe it's not, but anyway, good game, everyone. I'm out.